Hola family, this is Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the sacred art of colon hydrotherapy, herbs, and natural living. This video is number one. I want to say that I didn't even realize that it has been a whole year since I've released my Digestive Alchemy Oracle deck, my first book, which is a collection of advice from your favorite colon hydrotherapist, is everything that I know to be true about the body from the lens of a colon therapist standpoint, from a very dialed in colon therapist standpoint, from a very connected to source standpoint. The information in that very, very small book is powerful. Let me just tell you that. It may be small, but let me just trust I'm small, and look at how much power I'm bringing. So if you can deal with this, you can deal with that book. Okay, let's start there. And then I released 3 additional affirmation decks. How about that? I'll show it to you. The other one is my Womb Alchemy affirmation cards that connects you all the way back to your womb space if you have been disconnected for any amount of time. And then I have my Self-Mastery Oracle deck. These are 54 cards. All of my other ones are 31. Let's just talk about it, right? And then I cannot leave our kings out. These are affirmation cards specifically designed for our men on the planet, or for the men on our planet. Now, these cards actually specifically is everything that I ever wanted to say or have said to both my father and my son. I put in here, right? So following that came my Self-Mastery journal, and then I started having, it just keeps going. And now I'm working on my Self-Mastery manual, which is where you will receive that when you join my seership program. But that's not what this is about. Yes, this is my 1-year anniversary of all of these amazing tools. And by the way, this is the only deck of affirmation, tarot, alchemy cards, whatever you want to call them, that were designed by a colon therapist to help you connect with your truer self. The way that I use these cards is, when you get on my table, before we start, I give you my Digestive Alchemy cards and I have you shuffle them. However you want to shuffle them, whatever you want to do. So while I am setting your unit up to go ahead and work on you for your colon therapy session, you are talking to spirit through these cards. You shuffle them. You're getting ready to receive a colonic. This is all about colon hydrotherapy. You sit these cards on your abdomen because that is the area that we are working on. You pull a card and you read it. Whatever card you pull during that time of your appointment is what you need to be focused on, what you need to be working on until I meet you at your next appointment or until we do something else. That's how I use these cards. But take a look at this. That's not why I'm talking. That's not why I'm doing this video. Why I'm sharing with you. At the time when all of this information was coming down the pipeline, I had no idea what was happening. It was during my sabbatical, which you know that I take every year. I take the month of December off. I unplug all the way back. If you know me, you will not see me until January 8th or probably sometimes January 15th, depending on how I'm feeling. I disappear. I don't go or travel or do that. I do 11 months out the year. I don't need to do anything. 31 days, I sit in silence. And I just observe. I just listen. So not last year, but the 2 years before that, 31 days I'm sitting in silence, right? I'm not prompted to do any work, none of that. Literally, the 5th hour of me being in my last hours of me before I go into work, I start channeling. It woke me up out of my sleep, and spirit was like, get up, start typing. And I was actually on my cell phone when I wrote my first book. my collection of advice. I wrote it on my cell phone. I went to the restroom. I didn't know what was happening. Emptied my bladder. I came back, and normally I lay back down. Spirit had me in the kitchen making a pot of coffee because I was going to be in the game for a minute. I turned all the lights on in my bedroom. I was like, what the fuck is happening here? Why am I up? Let me rephrase the point. This is all happening at 4 a.m. in the morning on a December morning. It's cold. Why am I up, Spirit? I don't like this. I'm on my cell phone and I'm just hitting it. I'm just hitting it. I mean, when I tell you, I think I took one sip of that coffee and the rest for about 2 hours. And I took a step back. I was on Canva. Don't ask me. I don't know. And before I knew it, I'm scrolling and I'm like, I just wrote a book. So I just sit there. I just sit my phone down. I just sit and I look at it and I'm like, I don't know what that was. It was a little freaky. It actually scared me out a little bit because it was a complete book. I didn't need to edit nothing. It was already done. Right? It's how spirit works. So I said, okay. And I picked up my phone again. And then I start going to Amazon. Why am I on Amazon? I don't need to order anything from Amazon. I think my credit card is like hot right now. It's starting to cool off. I need to not swipe it anymore. Why am I on Amazon? Why am I looking at self-published? And it's not clicking. It's still not clicking. And I'm like, okay, I'm reading it and I'm reading it and I'm reading it and I'm reading it. And I just start uploading my book. About a couple hours later, I get an email from Amazon. Congratulations! You are now a published author. You can use this link to sell your book. Did I just write a book in a day and then self-publish it in the same day? Now I have a book? What just happened here? I call my sister. I tell her, she's like, what? I sent him the link. And she's like, fool, you got a book. And I was like, I know I don't. She's like, what happened? And I told her. And she's like, what? I tell my mom and she did the same thing. She's like, wait a minute, what? And I sent it to her. I said, literally the next morning, all of the literally 4 decks of affirmation cards. 4 decks of affirmation cards came down the pipeline. All affirmation cards that I created are 31 cards. So 31 cards times 3. And then I have 1 deck of cards that has 54. All of it's coming down. All of it's coming down. I'm not knowing what this is. I'm not knowing why. Until 12 months later. Brings us to today. I'm completely aware why I did what I did. I'm completely aware why spirit moved through me. I'm completely aware. This video is for you. If you are sitting on top of your book, on top of your journal, on top of your affirmation cards, on top of that online course, on top of that seership program you want to do, or any type of program you want to do, if you are sitting on it, you are sitting on God's investment in you. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you question why you are doing what you're doing? Just fucking do it and show up. You never know what one tool is going to catapult you into the next level. Let me just tell you right now, if you haven't already seen the shift, baby, Mo is about to be on the back of some yachts in a few very short moments. Everything has shifted and elevated. I totally understand what this is. Not that I did not before. I am just seeing it in a different lens. And I'm like, ooh, this is very nice. The possibility of success begins with you. I'm going to say it again. The possibility of success begins with you. And I'm going to leave you with this. Do you know your strengths? Physically, spiritually, emotionally. Do you know your strengths? Do you know your weaknesses? Do you know your taste? Do you know your inclination to do A, B, and C? If you don't know these things, colon therapy can be a very gentle way to introduce you to all of the gifts God has gifted you. You have everything you need right now. All of this information that is on 51 cards, 31 cards times 3, all of those books back there, I have been sitting on for 17 years. Let me just help you understand that. So with that being said, if you are ready to receive your downloads and start stepping into your greatness, let's connect. My website, Moya, MOYA, bodycare.com. Phone number 562-682-0818. My private office is located in Torrance, California. However, I can work with you virtually, not for your colonic, but for everything else. Let's do it. Mwah. Be easy.